Hey there guys, what's going on? Today we've got a top 10 best class setups in Modern Warfare with the 1.13 update. There are some absolutely fantastic guns in this game, my guys, and with every update these lists constantly switch around and change and do all those kind of good things where the balance changes a little bit. So some of the best guns in the game don't change, but sometimes guns move up when they get buffs, when they get changes and stuff like that. When guns get nerfed, they slide down and so on. You know how a list like this works. But I always love when the major updates roll through. There's always new stuff to play with, and in this video I think we've got some new choices. Some new choices that I wasn't actually expecting to put into our list, but before we do get into our list, let's try and get this video to 10 likes. The support from you guys has been absolutely insane recently. We had like 8 subscribers in one day earlier. That hasn't happened for a while, so make sure you do click that subscribe button with those notifications turned on. It only takes 2 seconds to completely make my day. So let's roll through some of the best weapons in the game with this new update. So in the number 10 slot, we are putting the PP19 Bison. The PP19 Bison is actually one of my favourite SMGs at the game at the moment. I've been using it a fair bit, and we've got it max level, so it is pretty good use. I've used it a fair bit. It's got good damage, decent range, and sort of middling-ish to low recoil. It's also got a 60 round magazine, which is way above the average for an SMG. For our best class setup, we're rocking the compensator for recoil control. Don't really have to worry too much about the aim down sight decreases that this one gives us here. The 8.7 inch steel barrel, which gives us the damage range, bullet velocity, and recoil control. The tack laser, which gives us that aim down sight speed, aiming stability, and aim walking steadiness. We're rocking the no stock option for the movement speed and aim down sight speed. Again, we don't really have to worry about the recoil control. We've got that sorted with the compensator here. And we're also looking at the grip tape of the stippled variety, which of course everybody knows what this does. Aim down sight speed, sprint to fire speed. This is the one you want in this game. So good for pretty much every weapon, basically. It's always hard not to include this in pretty much any setup, and this is just a very reliable class. Like, if you're looking to use one of the off-meta SMGs in this game, something that's not an MP5 or an MP7, you're looking to use something a little bit different, this will definitely do the job for you, and it's one of the better SMGs in the game. It's a lot of fun to use. So in the number 9 slot, we've got the Car 98K. We've got the long arm variant here because it looks sweet. Like, you can just chuck any camo you want on this and it's going to look so cool. So this is the best marksman rifle in my opinion. It sort of competes with the MK2 carbine. But yeah, this is a marksman rifle that I didn't think I'd put on this list. Before this update, I'd never actually tried this gun before, but with the crossbow unlock challenge, I'm so glad I did. This is like the quickscoper's dream, basically a one shot from the chest up. You can go look at some serious streaks with this thing. Like, it's actually really strong, and I'm sure more people are discovering this with the crossbow challenge. Hitting those big quickscopes is very fun with this, so if you're looking for attachments that increase your aim down sight speed mostly. So the class with this is, we skip the muzzle, skip the barrel, because they all reduce the aim down sight speed. We want to grab the tack laser for the aim down sight speed. The sniper scope, so you can actually hit those targets at longer range. The F-Tac Sport Comb stock for, again, the aim down sight speed. We also want to grab probably one of the more important things for this gun, like the focus perk is actually really important here, so your aim doesn't get sent to the moon when you get shot while you're aiming down. And lastly, of course, the stipple grip tape for, you guessed it, the aim down sight speed. This gun is super fun to use, but it can be a little bit unreliable if you're sort of a little bit more inaccurate. But if you can hit those shots, you definitely will have a blast with this because it is loads and loads of fun. In the number 8 slot, we're putting the AK-47. This is a classic Call of Duty weapon from way back. Great damage, good range, and a decent amount of recoil. Sometimes the recoil with the AK-47 can be a little bit much, and that's probably why it's not a little bit higher up on this list. This is a really strong weapon in this game though, and it used to be one of my absolute favourites. But there are certainly better options at the moment. In terms of a class setup, we're looking at these attachments. Starting with the monolithic suppressor for the muzzle slot, for the damage range and sound suppression of course. We're also using the Romanian barrel here, which gives it a bunch of damage range, bullet velocity, and recoil control with this little handle here. Recoil control is very important with this, so that little handle is basically the carry for this gun. We'll also want to grab the tack laser for the aim down sight speed, aiming stability, and aim walking steadiness. Like, always, you know why this is in here. In the stock slot, we want to put the skeleton stock for the aim walking movement speed and aim down sight speed that it gives you. This is really good attachment. It's just hard to go past this. This basically gives you quick draw and stalker from previous Call of Duty games. So that's, like, you can't go past that really. And of course you want to rock the grip tape of your choice. If you're looking for faster handling, you know what to pick. It's this one here, the old stippled boy. And if you're looking to reduce recoil, you can actually use the rubberized option. The AK-47 is a really powerful assault rifle at those medium to long ranges, but you can struggle to compete up close with those faster fire rate weapons. This is a really good gun though, because bad guns don't actually make this list. So in the 7 slot, we are putting the AUG. I've always loved the AUG since they buffed its power with the 5.56 NATO rounds a few patches ago. This is basically a hybrid assault rifle and SMG, especially with the ammo conversion. Good damage, minimal recoil, and decent range makes this a jack-of-all-trades gun. You can be really aggressive or you can play a bit slower and more defensively with this. This is one of my favourite weapons in the game for the versatility. So starting us off with the muzzle, you know what this is, the monolithic suppressor. Damage range is kind of important with weapons like these, which is why we've chosen the 622mm long barrel. Again, damage range, bullet velocity, and recoil control. This just allows us to be the most effective that we can be at range, like really good stuff with these two combination here. Next we've got the Forge Tac CQB Cone, which is the aim down sight speed variant. Always good to see something like that. We actually do lose a fair bit of aim down sight speed with the muzzle and the barrel combination, so it's good to get some of it back with these other attachments here. This is why we've also chosen the stippled grip tape, which is the aim down sight speed, sprint to fire speed, of course. And that is why we have also chosen the 5.56 NATO rounds, like range, damage, so good. The aiming recoil control isn't too much to worry about. You get that kickback from the long barrel, so basically having these NATO rounds is just sort of inconsequential. Makes your damage better, makes your range better. You need to have this. It's so good on the AUG. It's really great. The AUG is also a really fun hybrid weapon to use that you unlock straight away. You don't have to do anything in the game. You just unlock it when you get unlocked with level 4 or whatever it is for custom classes. Such a good weapon to use at the start, and it will definitely serve you well. This is a great gun, but we're moving up the list now to some proper powerful weapons. In the 6th slot, we've got what I believe is the best shotgun in the game, which is the R90 shotgun. This is my favorite shotgun because when the 725 got nerfed, I had to find something else to use, and this is what I found. Like, this is so good. Not to mention the video I made on this bad boy has like 3,500 views, so that kind of helps my opinion a little bit. Basically, this thing is a beast. It fires in a unique way where you fire 2 shots and then you have to recock the gun, then you fire 2 more. This is easily my favorite shotgun in this game. So for the class, it starts with, of course, the monolithic suppressor for the damage range. You really want to get those shots out as far as you can with this. The Forge Tac Sentry barrel, which gives us the damage range and tighter pellet spread. Like, you'd never, literally never pick the Gemini. Like, you don't want that, basically. We also want the 5mW laser variant, which gives us the hip fire accuracy and sprint to fire speed. It's hard to go past this. Like, this is what you want with a shotgun, this is what you need, and sprint to fire speed is kind of a hard stat to come by in this game, so the more of it that we can get, the better we're going to be. We want the stippled grip tape, of course, same reason as we just said with the 5mW laser. Just the sprint to fire speed, aim down sight speed, always good. You won't be aiming down sight too much with this shotgun, but when you do, it's always good to have it happen as fast as possible. And lastly, we want the Merc foregrip, which gives us that recoil control and aim down sight speed. This isn't super significant here, but it's sort of one of the better options in this last little slot that we've got. Or you can go with sleight of hand, in my opinion, would also work as well. If you've never tried this gun before, you have to give it a chance. Like, it is hilariously powerful. I still don't understand why I see people using the 725 when this thing exists. Number 5 on our list is a newcomer that we haven't seen on our lists before, but it has made it to the number 5 slot, which is incredible. The FN Scar 17. I've been loving the Scar recently, especially since it was buffed in the last patch with the reduced horizontal recoil on those initial shots. I've always had trouble with the Scar before this patch, and now it is an absolute powerhouse. Like, it's so great. Like, it's definitely in the top 3 assault rifles in the game for now, for sure, in my opinion. The class is as follows. The monolithic suppressor, you know why at this point, I've talked about it enough. The Forge Tac 20-inch LB barrel, which gives us that damage range, bullet velocity, and recoil control. This is like, these are the stats you want with assault rifles and SMGs and stuff like that in this game. Like, either of these two barrels would do a great job. I use the bigger because it does give me more range and accuracy. You're definitely going to want to have that tac laser for the aim down sight speed. Basically, this is a great attachment if you've never used it before. It's so powerful in my opinion. You want the F-Tac collapsible stock. Like, this gives us movement speed and aim down sight speed. A little bit of recoil control, which we can sort out with some other attachments, so you don't have to worry about that too much. But this is one of the best attachments for this. Like, it's so powerful. Like, the other options are pretty lame, like aiming stability, and aim down sight speed is pretty lame. Like, this is the one you're going to want to go with as soon as you unlock it. It's very cool. Should really be more aggressive. And lastly, you want the 30 round magazine, which gives us the magazine ammo capacity minus movement speed minus aim down sight speed. But we've got attachments to sort of fix those areas up, so we don't really have to worry about that too much. The stock Scar only has a 20 round magazine, so you need to get more as soon as possible. This does let you get more kills, plain and simple. The Scar is a great weapon after those recent buffs, so try it out if you haven't yet. So number 4 on our list is the MP7. I know that's going to be a little bit controversial, but this is still one of the best weapons in the game. I'd probably prefer to use the MP5 over the MP7 in most scenarios, but that doesn't stop the MP7 from being an excellent choice. Like, this is still a class that I keep around just in case I need to stomp a lobby. I'm really glad they gave us more class slots so I can actually keep some of my best class slots saved and I don't have to keep changing them out all the time. Fast fire rate, minimal recoil, and middling damage numbers. This is what you want from an SMG in this game. It's a shame that this does still get overshadowed by the more powerful gun that is the MP5. Like, if it didn't exist, this would be the SMG in this game. So our class is the FSS Recon Barrel, which does give us the damage range, bullet velocity, and recoil control. 3 really great stats for basically every single gun. You want the tac laser, of course, which gives us the aim down sight speed, aiming stability, and aim walking steadiness. This is actually like the gun where I discovered that the tac laser was actually good. Like, just gives it that snappy aim down sight speed. It's so powerful. I love it an awful lot on this gun. We've got the no stock, of course, which gives us the movement speed and aim down sight speed at the cost of a little bit of aiming stability and a little bit of recoil control, but we can always make up with that in other attachments, so don't worry about that too much. We also have the Commando foregrip, which in my opinion makes this gun into an absolute laser with the recoil stabilization and aiming stability. I love this so much. It's such a good attachment on this gun specifically. Keeps it, turns it into an absolute laser. And lastly, the stipple grip tape, of course. Everybody knows why this is good in this game. This is the MP7 class in my opinion. Like, it boosts all these stats. Like, you never have a negative stat here, no negatives. One of the best guns in the game for sure. Number 3 on our list is the RAM7, the second best assault rifle in the game in my opinion. This is again one of my favorite guns in this game. It's so smooth to use this with the right attachments. Like, you can do some serious work with the right setup on the RAM7. It has great rate of fire, good damage, and a little bit of recoil. It's really hard to go past this gun for me. It's got everything that I'd want in an assault rifle. I tend to lean towards the guns in games that shoot slightly faster, so this fits me perfectly. I've still got this class saved just in case again I need to go stomp a lobby. You'll start with the monolithic suppressor, of course, everybody knows what this does, and then move down to the XRK Ranger barrel, which is, of course, this specific set of stats, damage range, bullet velocity, and recoil control. Again, you need this in pretty much every gun. Like, this is the one that makes this gun come to life with that recoil control, really brings it into line. Again, I've gone with the tac laser for a similar reason that we've talked about it before, aim down sight speed, stability, and steadiness. Really important to get on this gun, basically. So good. You'll also want what says here, the 45 round magazines, but they actually changed it to the 50 round magazines. Like, this was in one of the patch notes from the other day. This is supposed to be 50. They still haven't changed it over properly yet, so it still does show 45, but it's supposed to be 50. Like, this is really good at this. Because of the high fire rate, you'll need as many bullets as you can, so you really do need more magazine space. So this is what the option that we've been given, 45 round mags, but it is actually supposed to be 50, so definitely want to choose this one. You can also sort out sleight of hand for this as well. Like, it's always related to sleight of hand or the extended magazine with these type of guns. Basically, it's sort of up to you what you want to choose. I feel like the 45 to 50 round magazines are going to be a little bit better off because you can get those more kills rather than having to reload and then get more kills. So, like, you've got more options with the larger magazine size. And of course, the Commando foregrip, which is another recoil controlling attachment. With this combination, the RAM7 is very reliable and insanely fast firing. Like, you combine good damage, high fire rate, and minimal recoil, and you have one of the best weapons in this game for sure. It's really powerful. Number 2 on our list is, of course, the MP5. Like, you already knew this was coming before I made this list. This is the SMG in this game, the benchmark that all other SMGs are compared to. You don't ask, oh, is this better than the Uzi? No, you ask, is this better than the MP5? Probably it's not. This is the best class for the best SMG in this game. I love this gun so much, man. It's so great finding the best attachment for this thing because it is so versatile. You can really play in any style with this. You can rush or you can play slow. So you want to start off with the monolithic suppressor, of course. No barrel, no laser, no optic attachments. This is a little bit interesting here. Normally we'd go with like a different barrel here, but these options aren't super interesting for us, and the laser we don't really need to worry about either. Then we want the F-Tac collapsible stock, which gives us movement speed and aim down sight speed at the cost of some recoil control. We don't have to worry about the recoil control too much. We got the Merc foregrip to balance that out, recoil control and hip fire accuracy. Perfect attachment for this, reverses the movement speed. Like, you get middling everything basically. That's what we are after here. Of course, we have the 10mm auto 30 round magazines for that damage and that range at the cost of a little bit of fire rate, a little bit of aiming recoil control. You don't really have to worry about that too much. Super attachment for this gun. You really do need this. And of course, we want the stipple grip tape for the various bonuses that we've talked about already. This is the class, man. This is my favorite MP5 class in this game. Like, I tried different ones, and this is sort of the one that worked for me. Like, I've tried other ones that I've suggested before, and they've always had like a bit too much recoil, or they've been a little bit unreliable. But this is an absolute monster. Like, you cannot go past this, in my opinion. These are the best attachments for the MP5. And number one on our list, of course, goes to the M4A1, because of course it does. You already knew this was coming as well. I've got what actually I believe is the best M4 class, and I don't think anyone's actually talking about this. Like, it is so strong, and I don't hear anyone using it or see anyone using it. The M4 is far and away the best gun in this game by so far, and it's not even close. But with this class setup we've got here, you cannot really go wrong. Like, you just shoot so quickly and you can be so accurate, other guns don't even have a chance. It's like, it's not even fair most of the time. So we have got here the best class for the M4 in my opinion. It starts with the monolithic suppressor, of course. Range is especially important for this class in particular because of our ammo choice. We also want the Corvus custom marksman stock for the 3 stats that we have already talked about so much in this. Damage range, bullet velocity, and recoil control at the cost of a little bit of aim down sight speed, a little bit of movement speed. Don't have to worry about that too much. We also want the GI Mini Reflex. This is of course an optional choice, but I really do love the GI Mini Reflex in this game. It is the cleanest sight. Like, you can just see it there. It is unobstructive and just so good to look through in my opinion. You'll also want the rubberized grip tape because the M4 does have a little bit of kick and this helps reduce it. And lastly, the 9mm para 32 round magazines for that fire rate increase and aiming recoil control. This is actually my favorite attachment for the M4 because it gives the fire rate a massive increase. Like, it is absolutely wild with this attachment. I think it's actually faster than most of the SMGs in this game, bar the MP7. Like, it is basically an SMG in an assault rifle body. If you've not tried this out, please give it a try, because when I did, I absolutely fell in love with this thing, man. Like, these rounds, man, this ammo conversion is so cool. If you've not tried it yet, you have to give it a try. Like, it's so powerful. I never see anyone using it. So make sure you take this onto the battlefield and show off the power that is this particular M4 build. Rightio guys, that was our top 10 best class setups in Modern Warfare with the 1.13 patch. There are definitely some new entries on our list, which just shows I've got a long way to finding my absolute best guns and favorite guns in this game, because I did not realize how much of a monster the Kar98K is. It is hilarious how powerful that thing is. Testing out all these different weapons really does make me appreciate the gunsmith, man. It's just such a good feature, and pretty much, like, if we don't see it again, I'll be very sad. But thank you very much for watching this one, guys. It is slightly longer than usual because we had a lot to say here. If you did enjoy this and it did help you out, make sure you do leave a like and subscribe if you're new around here. It definitely makes my day to see these numbers go up. So thank you very much for watching, guys. I will see you in the next one. Bye!